Hi everyone, it is Love and Sparkles. I just woke up, if you cannot tell. I didn't realize how late it was. Oh, I finally got all the dogs out. I got my new super duper vacuum cleaner, so I can actually pick up um, everything they have done to my floor, or I should say, she has done to my floor. We are like, oh man, a week and a day out from the event. So we got one more week till we can start on them canvases. Oh, excuse me. No nosy attention. So while I'm waiting, I decided to start on Almost Heaven, a Chuck Pinson. Man, this baby is huge. So far, I've got two mountaintops, the very top of them done. I'm not, and two birds done. And like I'm smack dab in the middle, I'm fixing to do another mountain peak. And then on the other side, there's another mountain peak and two more birds. Hi, Teresa. Have y'all seen those pictures I've been dropping in the Love and Sparkles Facebook group? It's just my Facebook group of what I've done on that hay. That is amazing. But once I start on the event, I know I won't touch it again for another 2 months because I'll be doing all those event canvases. So I've been working between this Almost Heaven because I can work it on the couch at night when the light's not real good. But I'm running into a problem. I have gotten down to where I'm short on beads on my Hade. So I need to order I think I got 10 or 11, maybe 12 packages of just 200 a piece. That's it. I'm needing like 50, 60 drills. And Diamond Drills USA, I can't wait to see it finished either. It's been over there sticking out in my living room like a sore thumb for almost 3 years. Now it's getting to the point I got to think about how to frame the thing. Oh, and y'all would not believe what happened to me this week. Spent an hour on the phone just to find out it was a hoax. I got an email, and I swear to God, it looked just like the real thing from the VA. And it said that I owed like $125 for some kind of procedure, something I had done last year at the VA in Little Rock. The one thing they messed up with is I don't go. Hi, Tammy. I don't go to the VA in Little Rock. I don't. I use the little hub, the CBOC here in Conway, because it's closer. And they sent a link and said, go here to pay your debt. Well, I didn't go there. I went in through my VA link, and finally found it, looked it up, found it. It's where I go to pay my prescriptions. And I got the phone number, and I called them up. Instead of just dropping $125, I called them up and I was like, hey, I just paid what you sent me saying I need to pay a couple weeks ago. And they said, yeah, we see that. I saw that. It looks so good. I mean, their leopard's looking really good. And I think I actually have that painting in my stuff in there somewhere. I'm glad when I can walk in that room again, and I'm going to have I think in November, I'm going to do like 30 by 40 November and just start rocking out some of them 30 by 40s and just get them out of there. Before I go back to big ones, start rocking out some little ones. And then I think I'm also the ones that are like in floppy, like the AliExpress floppy, bags or boots that are over in the thing. I'm just going to hang them, go put them on the hangers that are open because I got a whole bunch of hangers that are empty. I mean, my dad built me like like those things you put up at your yard sale to hang all your hanging stuff. Well, we built one. We took a big giant curtain rod, took some 2x4s and drilled out holes and ran the curtain rod through those, and then put the ends back on, and then built, sturdier legs on it, and it's long. It's like about 15 feet long. And I've got pants hangers that have like six to a hanger. And I was hanging six to a hanger on that thing and had it loaded. And it's pretty much now where it's like half empty. So I've got a whole bunch of space. I could hang some of the, you know, no nothing, just go grab a kit and knock it out. Throw it in the portfolio. Sorry, this is my first cup of coffee and I really need it. But yeah, I mean, I got a scammer tried to get, and I mean, I called that link and I talked to the lady and I said, but don't go. The only thing I went to the VA in Little Rock for was a doctor visit, which those are $15 and not 125. She goes, yeah, and you're paid up. I said, I can't find anything. We looked it up by social. We looked it up by everything. She goes, I cannot find anything on you. I said, good. That's all I needed to know. I said, because I'm not paying this. I mean, that's crazy when they're trying to scam you using VA stuff. It's like, what? I mean, I've had the Amazon-y ones, and I've been getting this Netflix. When you first look at it, my mind's one of those minds that when you can jumble all the words up as long as the first one, last one are right, or I can read it. And so I'll get these ones that are first thing I think is Netflix. And then I have to go back and look at it because it's a big N, a little E, big T, big L, little I, and a K. And then it'll say, your bill is late. Pay your bills or you'll. And I'm like, I haven't been subscribed to Netflix for over almost a year now. So it's like, man. So I keep blocking that number and it keeps coming back. So, and like I was saying, my super duper vacuum cleaner came in yesterday. I bought a Hyla. I used to have one. I went to eBay and bought a used one. I guess a refurbished one with a either a 1 year or 2 year warranty on it. And I spent half the afternoon trying to remember how to put them together yesterday because you don't get no directions. I mean, parts are all there, but it's like, now how did I used to do this? I mean, it's just been so long, and so I got it all figured out, put together, getting ready to. After this, I'm gonna fire it up and clean my floor. And let me tell you guys, if you've never owned one, they're right. I used to have a rainbow. I like them a little better than the rainbow I had. It was my ex-husband's, and I actually liked it a little better than that. Because this thing, my other one ran for 20 years, 25 years, and before it died, it just lost it. I don't know, something in the head. It lost its suck in the head. That sounded bad, but yeah, you get the drift. So because I can't steam clean, you have to vacuum before you can steam clean. That's just the gist of it. It's one of those have to things. And so I gotta vacuum before I can even think about steam cleaning. And I really need to steam clean to maybe she's down to the point now if I can descent it and get everything out of the carpet, maybe she'll stop. But I think she's pretty much house trained. I haven't worked on a Chuck Pinson, God, in like 2 years. And I was like, I want to do some landscaping. Because his is, yes, it is confetti, but you can color block in little areas. I mean, it's like you color block for an area and then you change it. So it's like, it's almost like filling in the blanks. And then when you stand back, it's just like gorgeous. You're like, ooh, that's nice. And this one actually has fairy dust in it. It's got like 3 colors of fairy dust in it. I would love to see Tima or Debbie Day, if y'all are listening, start dropping some fairy dust drills. I would love that. I'd be ecstatic because these things are nice. Oh, and let you know who I got stuff from so far. Okay. Diamond Painting Fanatics has given us a $25 gift card. So there'll be a $25 gift card to a winner. And right now, in the Let Your Witch Free, Goddess Free 2023 Facebook group, there is a 15% discount to your entire order and on her site. So you can go over there. She does have some witch canvases, and you'll get them in within 2 weeks. So you can, if you haven't got yours yet, you can get it pretty quick. But I went ahead and got Travis. Travis Gets Creative. I got his ametrine, but it's like a purple background, purple hue, and it's a witch holding a golden globe. So I got that one. I'm gonna throw that in the mix because I know I don't have any really huge one. I have one that's like a, what is she? 50 by 70. I think it's a 50 by 70. And so far, that's the biggest one I've got. And I can knock one of those out in 2 to 3 weeks. So that won't even take a whole month. And then my Sage and Hood, I can knock that out in a week. And then I've got the Goddess of Spring from Rose Prophet. And that one's got some gorgeous colors in it, guys. And that's only a 50 by 50. So that's only another couple weeks. And then I got the Blue Witch, which I think is a 50 by 50 or 40 by 50. And then, see, I got the Ametrine in a 40 by 60 or a 50 by 60, maybe a 50 by 60. So she might actually be the biggest one. No, 50 by 70 would still be the biggest. And then I got Touch of Magic. So, I mean, I got quite a few. So, hopefully y'all been gathering your canvases up. If nothing else, just come play and have fun. And then we got the Diamond Art gift cards. So I might do that on one. Maybe I'll do Sage and Hood that way. Block her into 8 and then just play on other stuff during the 2 months. I might section her out into 8. Just do a section a week and then play with the other ones. Trying to think. Okay. We got 3 DAC cards. We got 3 Captured by Radiance cards. We've got 1 Diamond Painting Fanatics card. We're going to have 1 Diamond Drills USA card for $25. And she's going to give us a discount code, but she's on vacation right now. That's why I can't buy my drills for my Haid. So that's where I'm running into problems. I'm over there in those colors, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to be in the middle of a dress and just have a spot there because I know I'll forget it. Because with doing that one, you got to go forget it. And then, let's see, what else? Okay, and the ones that have come in, I've actually got sitting over there. I'm waiting until I get them all in before I do a video to show y'all what I got. I got Dynamite Diamonds package in. And she said she is going to give what she gave in the Dakota-thon for prizes, which is like the grand prize winner is going to get like a full set, and the weekly prizes is like a cover minder and like a little pin or something like that. And then I have over there, Nana Gets Crafty, or I can't even think of it. And I've got so much of her stuff. Dawn Marie. Got Dawn Marie stuff. And she sent cover minders and a real one that said like a, what do you call those things? The twirly things. A spinner. One's a spinner. It's a spinner. It's like a butterflies and it's a spinner. And then the other ones are like big, huge butterflies. So we got those. And then we got, so those 2. And then Nyx's package should be in today or tomorrow, which is all y'all's, and it'll be a Venti Trace, and the grand prize gets a beast and a thing of putty, a cupcake. Got a little cupcake on top, and it'll smell like vanilla cupcakes because I figured everybody likes the smell of cooking vanilla cupcakes. And then let me see who else. Oh, Debbie Day. She's still working on hers. And she showed me what she's putting in here, guys. And it's like a 3-tier tower. The towers, you see people and they have all their bottles on them. And it's 3 of those. And then every bottle on it will have bling in it. It'll be all blinged out. It'll be all like all 3 layers or 4 layers. Just 3 or 4 tiered. But all tiers will be all fill bottles, and all bottles will be bling. And then she usually throws a little bit of something in there for each weekly one. And that's where that was going to be the grand prize one. I know that when she sends her prize, let me tell you, my eyes bug out. I just like, oh man, I wished I could win my own prizes. And I'm trying to think if there was anyone else that was going to send stuff, because a lot of people just weren't responding. I mean, I understand, like Crashly didn't, was like, kind of said, no, I got to do all these. And they locked themselves up with the bigger ones, and so it's kind of hard to get them. So for that reason, I went out and went hog wild all year long, and y'all get 4 small. It'll be a smaller DAC, but it's still like one of the $45 or $49 DACs. But they were the ones that are at Hobby Lobby. And then the super huge one that he had at DAC for a while, that was a Chuck Pinson. So, and then of course, if you get something that you don't want, feel free to pass it on, give it to a friend, whatever. There'll be trash trays. It'll be like, let me see if I can get my diamond off. Like this here is a diamond. And the grand prize winner will get the diamond. This is my trash tray. The grand prize winner will get the diamond. And then the weeklies will get different. I don't know what that is. Something was in there. But the weeklies will get something different. There's some that have like face mask, and some that have looks like a lipstick in the middle of it. But everyone's going to get a different kind of porcelain, and they're porcelain trash tag. Everyone's going to get some kind of mug. No, they're not a Kakisha mug. I don't have that kind of money, but we'll get some kind of mug. I think the grand prize actually gets a small tumbler. No, it's not a Kakisha tumbler either. I don't have that kind of money. But you'll get something. There will be some kind of art dot storage box, and it's not the padded one, it's the hard case ones in all of them. And the grand prize will have the one that's got like the 3 doors in the top. So you'll get that one. In the grand prize, I've got a bunch of cover minders that I'm putting in that I've made. Some washi tapes. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Tape measures. All of them will have a pin. Grand prize has a diamond pin pal pin that on the side it'll say goddess, and inside it'll have witch hats and cauldrons and bats. And it's a lava pin. So whoever gets the grand prize, and believe me, the grand prize comes from the Google Doc. So if you're signed up and you are participating, that's all you got to do is just fill out the Google Doc. And you're already in that drawing. The weekly drawings, I have, I couldn't find the same template I used last year. And I couldn't figure out how to get the wording out of it in Canva. It wouldn't let me. So I had to use different coloring and make a new one for the week 6, 7, 8 in grand prize. Week 7 and 8. So the first 4 weeks I'll have those, and I'll put them in there on the first day. And then and this first week, I think, since it's the first is on a Thursday, Friday I'll put the post in there for post week 1 now. And then I'll leave that in there till Saturday. So you'll get from Friday to Saturday from that one. The next ones will go from, like when I close it Saturday night at midnight, then I'll pop up the next one. But this first one, I think the first is what, a Thursday? I think the first is a Thursday. Maybe it is a Friday. I don't remember how many days there is this month. But yeah. I'll do it that way. But all you gotta do is post your pick, one pick of your progress, and you are in the drawing. And I'll go through and I'll put all the names on a wheel, and then at the end of that week, I'll just draw the wheel. Then I'll go to your Google Doc, and you'll have a package in the mail. This week for the lives during those 8 weeks, I'm gonna try to pop up some like random giveaways. We'll have some like a random wheel in there that y'all can say, hey, yeah, me, and I'll just, do that. Uh, they are Oracle cards. I don't know if I got any tarots or not. Might have a tarot in there. But Oracle cards, might even throw some tumbled rocks in there that are really pretty. No problem. No problem, Matt. That's fine. I would do pop-up lives. Um, this is it's going to be kind of like the first Phoenix Fantasy, where it's going to be very simple, but you get kick-ass prizes. I mean, there's so many of them, but a lot of them I've just gotten where I don't participate in because they have so many stinking rules, and you got to jump through this hoop, and you got to do this, and you got to do that. Just like Dark Art Fanatics, I've gotten where I don't do theirs because they said you had to show a full picture up that progress pic. Well, I work in my lap with my stuff rolled, and I don't want to manipulate it that much because once I've got it rolled, I don't like touching it because you'll pop off drills. So if I could just roll it, I mean, because like I did magic potions on my lap on an A2 light board. Literally, I literally did all the magic potions in my lap, and then when I was done, I did a post pick, unrolled the whole thing, which took my whole front deck, by the way, to show that. And so when they started that, where you got to show the whole picture, you can't have it rolled up and sectioned. That's when I quit doing theirs because I'm not going to take a chance in tearing up my canvas just to unroll it. I don't work on my kitchen table. Half the time I can't find my kitchen table. That's it. I mean, to me, my fun hobby is I can pick up my stuff. I'll show you right now. Right now. See, that's how I'm working it. It's rolled up, it's across my lap, and that's how I work them. And so if I got to sit here and unroll this whole thing and then turn around and roll it back up and get it situated, it's not fun no more. My thing is in the evening when I'm sitting here and I'm trying to relax, I'm trying to wind down, I'm sitting there going, oh, I just want to listen to TV. I don't even want to watch TV. And I'll sit there and put this in my lap, have the TV in the background, and I'll just pop down, a 6x8 area of drills or a 6x6 area of drills, and just finish up my rows. And then when I finally get where I can roll the top, I'll have a roll at top and a roll on the bottom and just work it that way. It's kind of like those old scrolls. And when they popped out saying, oh, no, you got to show your whole picture. You can't sew it in sections. I was like, okay, I'm done. I put them back out. And when it comes down where you got to do this and you got to jump through that. And then the ones where all you get is like you go through all that hassle and then all you'll get is like a little $4 cover minder or, something like that. I was like, no, that's no fun. That's no fun. Have some random gifts, but for doing it and participating, you get the chance of winning something big. So, it's like, I kind of went that option. I mean, I kind of went that option. I got to sit here and glue more stuff on the rest of these cover minders, my little magnets. So yeah, I've got two. Two I've got to put in frames. One of them is the beautiful, mysterious beauty. Y'all remember that one, the lady with the butterflies and roses and kind of blue tint to her face. She's going to go up where Titanium and Uberon are. They're going to come down. She's going to go up. I went and bought my 24-inch by 36-inch frame. Yes, I bought it at Walmart. And on the outside of the frame, it's got a piece that's about this big that goes around. So, I mean, it's like a decent looking frame, and it's 24 by 36. So you should get most of that canvas in there. And so got that one. And then I went to AliExpress, and since I couldn't get it, my granddaughter was begging or crying. I went and got a knockoff. Yes, it's an unlicensed, but it's a knockoff. But let me tell you, quality's not there, but for her wall, it's like, hey. So I went and got one, did it, worked my way through it because the quality was sucked, guys. Quality sucked. Um, so yeah, just let you know that if you break down and get a knockoff, it feels like a knockoff. It does. I'm not going to be a stickler saying, I mean, there are some people who's got to be licensed, and it's got to be a this, and it's got to be a that, and it's got to. I'm not going to make you go buy an $80 painting. I'm not. As long as you got the size required. And I mean, if you don't have a 40 by 40, but you got a 30 by 60, that's kind of like a 40 by 40. It's just not as wide and longer. So as long as it's equivalent to where you're going to get enough time out of it. I am not a hard ass. I'm not a stickler. Ever since I had my thing and I died and came back, I just can't. I can't. It's like, can't. I mean, all I did with my dog that decimated all my floors trying to get her potty trained is just kind of look at her and put her back out and tell her, that's not good. I think we're almost there, though. I think we're almost there. Almost. It's like one accident a day now instead of like all day. So she's finally almost house trained. But oh my Lord. So I got to vacuum it with this big old huge vacuum that, I mean, I paid $300 for the used one, and a new one is about $1,900, which is why I didn't go that route, guys. I just was like, yeah, I'm not dropping $1,900 in a vacuum again. I think back when I bought it the first time, it was like 14, 15. That was 20 years ago, 20 something years ago. And it's 14 or 15 then. So they haven't gone up much, but that was still on eBay, buying it from like the eBay store for it. I have seen them as high as 24. So it was like, yeah, I'm not working now, so I can't do that. And of course, my Medicare has gone to where they charge me $175. And the biggest reason I did that is so that if I have to go to an ER, that if I don't drive the hour and a half to get to the VA ER, I can go to the ER here because they'll still charge you. And I mean, I'm not stupid enough to do what my dad did. And I kept telling him, don't do it, don't do it. The VA actually sent him to a doctor at another hospital. Well, that other doctor charged him $600 for 2 office visits. Crazy, right? And then I told him, no, I said, just, notify them that this is a VA referral. They'll be paying the bill, send the bill to the VA. Well, he paid it. He just paid it. I wish I had that kind of money to chop money out like that, but he paid it. And I'm gonna put y'all on pause and go get me my barking little. I don't know if y'all can hear them, but they're like saying, "We want in." Hold on, guys. It's like 103 out there, so I imagine they do want in. The better, guys. I just can't have my coffee. I'll get y'all some food when I'm done. Oh. But oh yeah. So he paid him. And then he says, oh yeah, 3 months later, I went in the VA and asked them about that. And they said, yeah, we paid it. So they got double paid and never sent him his money back. I told him, I said, I'd be telling somebody because that's fraud. Getting $1,200 worth of money for a $600 bill, that's kind of fraud. I'll be so glad when this heat breaks. I'm ready for fall, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I am ready for fall, y'all. Pumpkin spice coffee, sit on the front porch in the crisp morning, get some fresh air. I'm ready for fall, y'all. I mean, I need to put another round of rocks in where I'll have at least 3 rounds done this year. But, or, this summer, but it's just so hot. I don't want to go out there and put them in the tumbler. It's like, really? It's uck. And I think I told y'all my brother's friend did make my car have cold air. It's like he put some kind of jump switch or something where you actually make it turn on. And he dumped some Freon in it. And he said, when you turn your car on, make sure you turn this on and you flip the switch. And then when you turn it off, make sure you flip the switch off. And he said, otherwise your car will be dead. And I was like, okay, you got it. But I have cool air. That's what matters. So I know those are the 3, 4 that are sponsors that are actually sending me some stuff. Oh, it's Nana's Crafty Gems. Yay! My brain worked. So I'm trying to turn on the brain power. Trying to turn on the brain power. And then next Wednesday, and I might actually come on out later in the afternoon after I get back and talk to y'all a little more, because next week I go see, because they actually got a psychiatrist in where I got my CBOC, to where I can go see her and she can start me on new mind. Because the only thing was, is my psychiatrist was, no, someone has to see you in person. I told him, I said, I really don't need a neuro workup because I already know I have migraines. It's just they're worse now that after the vaccines. I said, but I know I had them. I've known since I was in my 20s that I have them. It's just they're worse and more frequent. And he was like, well, you have to see somebody in person before we can change your meds up to one of the newer ones. And I was like, okay. So if she can do it, then I'll just see her. If not, I have to wait till January to see the other lady. And then on the ADHD stuff, I don't know if she can do the assessment or if I still have to go and do the assessment in North Little Rock and then she can start the meds or what. But I watched on YouTube, guys, it's like so interesting. It was a psychiatrist that did almost an hour long. He was doing a presentation to his students. He was a college professor and it was to his students. And it was like through the ages, it was like assessing an adult with ADHD. And he was like, as a child, you do these things. As if you were an outcast as a child, which I was. If you don't really have a bunch of friends, which I don't, and if you did A, B, C, and D, and I was like, wow, check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark. So evidently I've had it my entire life. He said one of the ways you get through school is you don't do your stuff. You don't do homework. You don't study, which I didn't. I did it the day before it was due or the night before it was due. Before a test, I would go through and read the whole lecture. And luckily back then, at least I had a good memory. And, I had a decent memory, so I could at least, semi-memorize some stuff for a day or two. And he goes, what you do is to give you that little oomph, that little kick, you wait till the last minute and then do your stuff. Write your paper like the day before it's due and do your major studying the day before a test. And I did that crap. I was like, yeah, that was me. ACLS, day before it's due. Haha. I couldn't study. I just could not study. I couldn't stay focused to study. Just couldn't do it. Even in nursing, as a nurse, the regular floor nursing was horrendous, unless like when I was with that one hospital where it was like being in the unit everywhere, or when I was working in ICU, because it's always continually changing and nothing's the same. And, it just kind of like there's no sameness to it. But the ones where it's the same, couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. So it was like man, he is describing me to a T. And then as an adult, he was like, when you're hit with situations, he says, you do these three things. And he said, which one do you do? And mine is, I just don't do it. He says, you'll either find a way to work around it, find a way to sort of fit in. He's like, class clowns, they're all usually ADHD because that's how they don't get bullied. He said, or you'll do, what do you call it? You'll distance yourself and be alone. Use aloneness as your filter for the world. And that's me. It's like, if I get invited to a party, I just won't go. And he goes, you'll isolate yourself. He goes, self-isolation is one of your ways that do it. And so it was like, as an adult, as a child, my house, yeah. All the spending I've done, the impulsive spending, he's like, yeah, you're getting your little, he says, if you're not on medication, you have to get it from somewhere. Some people get it from impulsive spending or impulsive doing. It's like, I'll get a crazy hairbrain, like when I was at that thing, and yeah, I'm gonna get a tattoo. Ha ha! Yeah, go slap yourself on the table and get a tattoo. So I've been that way my entire life. It's like, wow, did not know, because my idea of being ADHD was you run around like a crazy fool. And then there's the ones where they can't sit still. There's ones where they're inattentive. I was always daydreaming. How many of y'all daydream? Still do it. I'll sit there and you can tell I'm in the room, the lights are on, but I am not in your party. I'm in my own little party in my head. I mean, and you can see, so you can look at them and tell them, yeah, they're not here. They're not paying attention. I could be in ACLS and I'd be having a hard time because this doctor would be, giving his little spiel and he'd be looking right at me and I'm like, and I've realized, oh yeah, I've been daydreaming and he caught me. I mean, it's crap, guys. It's crap. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to try to go get something to help solve that problem. To where when I say, oh, I am going to clean my kitchen and clean my cabinets, that, hey, I stay focused enough to get it done. And for all you confetti lovers, how many of y'all in here just love confetti? Like, a confetti painting is your jam. I can almost guarantee every one of you are ADHD, because my therapist explained it to me. He said, those color blocking areas, he said, because he goes, explain what that is. So I'm having to explain to my therapist what confetti and what color blocking is. And he said, oh, and he's pointing in his picture behind his wall. And he said, so this big black area, that'd be color blocking. I said, oh yeah. I said, I have to make little houses in it and stars and then fill in the spots, make a design and fill it in, which is what I do, guys. He said, so you just can't sit there and just, I said, no, it's torture. I mean, I power through it because to finish the painting, you got to do it, but I can't stand it. And then he said, but this over here where you're changing all the time, and he said, that's because with your ADHD, when you get into that part where you have to color, to change all the colors, and you really have to pay attention, and that feeds your ADHD. You're feeding your ADHD, so you're not wanting to like phase out over here, go daydream over there, because you're just like stuck in this one color. And I mean, color blocking, I can manage up to, let me see, is this a 5 or 4? I think this is my biggest one that I can keep the lines really straight with. The rest of them, they'll get kind of, yeah. I have a grandson that has ADHD and OCD, and oh my Lord. Yeah, I feel for you with dyslexia, because I mean, I did a course on it in college of what they see. And I mean, unless you have the kind where it's just backwards. But some people, it's just like stuff scattered all over the page. I don't even know how they would pull it together to get a word out of it, really. My son, he had where his were backwards and he couldn't transcribe. They finally got where they taught him how to read, but he couldn't transcribe. Like he couldn't look at the board and write it on paper, so they made it where all of his teachers had to give him a pre-printed printout of what they were going to put on the board that day, and that helped him immensely because that poor kid. But he was one of those salad tong babies, I call them salad tongs, but it was the forceps where they go in there and they put that thing around their head and yank them out because he wasn't coming out. He wasn't coming out. He was just like, I'm going to hang in here forever. And so they went in there and did that. When they did, it, affected certain areas. So he ended up he had a little bit of hyperactivity when he was little. And then the dyslexia. Man, every game I got loaded on my phone, sitting there throwing stuff at me, and I mean, everybody is just like, whoa. Even the domino game, just like, here, have a domino boost. I don't have to have a domino boost. I play so cutthroat dominoes that I can't. I play in a group, like when you go in there, people will bail out on me because they're like, you need to go play with the experts because yeah, no. When you play that way, you gotta play with the high up echelon because the lower echelon's like, yeah, no, I don't feel like having my butt kicked all the time. Ah, see, he went through reading where they put him in a special class where he had to. I've gotten where, and I hate it because I used to be able to read like a big jam, but I can't stay focused enough to even get anything out of one paragraph in a book. It's like I'll read it and have to read it 5 times to figure out what I've read because my brain will flit off over here and flit off. And it took me a month to read Discovery of Witches, which would have been like a 4-day read before because I read really fast. And it was like, and it took me a month because I just couldn't stay focused long enough to actually read the dang thing. It was just like, this is killing me. And I'm actually getting to watch the series again because my brother's friend, and he stays over there sometimes, like during hunting season all night. And he stays out in the shed. And he goes, wow. He said, you have that? He said, can I come over and watch it occasionally, a couple, episodes a night when I'm out there? And I was like, yeah, sure. Just come over and knock. So it'd be 10 o'clock at night. And he'll be knocking on the door and we'll watch 2 episodes. And then he goes, I gotta go to work in 4 in the morning. It'll be midnight. So I'm like, okay, boy, you're hardcore. But yeah. So we're up to like episode 5 of season 2 because he had already seen season 1 and then just didn't catch it. He said I got it sporadically, so I didn't really see it. Now we're at where he goes, yeah, I haven't seen this at all. So it's now where he hadn't seen any of it. So I'm like, I don't mind watching this again because I really enjoy it. And so we've done that. And so it's like kind of neat. At least it gives you company. And then like, I don't know, is anyone else this way? Where I keep all my diamond paint, it's just piled in there. It's piled in there. But if I don't touch it, I can look over there and say, oh yeah, it's right there. Okay, I see it. If I was put this stuff away, it took me oh, I'd say about a month to find what I did with my putties. I knew I put them away, but I couldn't remember where I'd put them away. I knew they were over here somewhere, and I had to go through every single box, every single everything to find it. It was just like, really? For real. I was like, that's so sad. So, so sad. So sad. Oh, and I'm dreading Christmas again, because I got 5 grandkids I got to buy for. So even if I just give them each $50 gift certificates, or money cards to like Walmart or something, or $50 bill, you're talking $250. Just poof, gone. I mean, it's like, really? I mean, because you can't get, I mean, you can't really buy anything for much less than that now. So you gotta give them that because they can't get anything. It's like, ugh, kind of hate that. Yeah, if I get, I mean, but I don't have much place to organize it. So I know it's there and I know where it's at. But if I sit there and try to put it somewhere else, I just can't find it because I can't remember where I put it. If I could remember where I put things, it'd be great. But I can't. I'll know I have them somewhere. But I'll know that my couple of my venties are full of things, and that my coin, I call it my coin shaker when I got drills that are stuck together. I call it my coin shaker, and I'll have it and shake the snot out of it, but it's like right there in front of me. Um, my E6000's right there in front of me. I got one of my rollers, which everybody will get a roller. One of my rollers right there in front of me. I mean, so it's, hi, Gail. So it's like stuff is just right there in front of me. My toothpicks are right there in front of me. My little vacuum, my ladybug vacuum, right there in front of me. Whatever happened to my cow, I don't know because I kind of put it away and I can't remember where I put it. I knew that I can't remember where you put stuff. It sucks. Really sucks. Oh, and on this almost heaven, because it's huge. I don't even know what size this thing is, but it's stinking huge. I'm thinking it's like right up there around 90, 95 or so. Because it's huge. Yeah, it's stinking huge. But as I was getting it up, you know how every once in a while the trains they make them so crazy from Diamond Art Club that they'll a color will just fall off the train. Well, a big bag of the green just fell off the train, and with the way it came off the train, it opened it, and I had a whole bag of this color. I got a hold of Diamond Art Club, and they're sending. I think it looked like 3 of the 500 bags. So literally, I mean, it's like a whole giant bag, one of the heavy ones. That's probably why it fell off. Just landed on the floor. I had drills everywhere. My vacuum wouldn't pick them up. That's how I figured out my other vacuum was broken. That's what took me off on the tangent of hunting for a vacuum was I couldn't even pick them up. It would just roll them around, bounce around. So I've been walking around every night. I go to bed and I'll have to sit there and peel like hundreds of drills off my feet. Yeah, that's kind of what I did. I mean, they were everywhere. And I was like, and I have 4 dogs. So I was like, yeah, I'm not even going to try to vacuum that up with a little vacuum because I'll have hair and everything else in it. So I just took pictures of it and sent them to them and told them this fell off the train when I was trying to kit it up. You know, and so I took pictures, like some like 3 or 4 pictures. And they were like, oh my God, okay, you're covered. Here's the oops warranty. I was like, oh, thank goodness. So I'm waiting for those. They should be in today or tomorrow. So it was like, yeah, especially this thing, it's like massive amounts of green. It's like, yeah, I think it was like 3346 or something like that. And that was oh my God. I've only had that happen to me a couple of times. I have had one where for some reason I was short a whole bag and they had to send me, that was on Bubble Fairies. It was like one of the colors of the towel. And so I just sent them a picture and saying, I'm here and this is all I got left. And so it was like, oh, okay. And they sent me, 3 or 4 bags. So I took care of that. Um, so yeah, when I get the Mysterious Beauty framed, I'll show y'all. Because if I can get all this stuff off my table, I might do that today. Vacuum for a while. I don't want to diamond paint until late this evening when I lose light. Because then I can turn on the light. So I may go pull all the stuff off the table because she's big. It'll take the whole table to do it and put her in the frame that way I can switch them out. But yeah, it's a gorgeous painting. And she's not, it's like a pale blue. She's not really a gray. She's like a pale blue. Almost like she's got a blue light on her or something. So it's really pretty. It's a beautiful thing. And it's big. That one's a big one. It was 60 by 90. So it's like 10 centimeters taller than a Dreamer's Design because they're all 60 by 80. You know, Diamond Art Clubs are usually 50 by 70, 55 by 75, somewhere in that range. Dreamer's Designs are all 60 by 80. So I sent them a thing about seeing if they would do a gift card, but they haven't got back with me. Trying to think anything else. Oh, I did get a hold of Take 10, and she is, oh yeah, and from Ashes We Rise. I haven't got her gift sponsor pack yet, but it should be in any time. So she's got, so you'll get something from her. Take 10 said that she had to bow out because she's not running her store anymore. She's just kind of, letting it close itself out as stuff runs out. And I told her, totally understood. Um, and I'll look and see if there's any others. So if you know anyone else that wants to sponsor, have them contact me and I'll give them the address where to send it to. And let me see, Distracted by Diamonds. She'll be a couple of canvases and she's drop shipping the canvases straight to you. So I'll just give her your name and address and she'll ship you your canvas. But all the sponsors are in the Facebook group for Let Your Witch Goddess Free. They're all in there. I think. And then there's so many now that it's just kind of, it makes it hard to get good sponsors if you don't have a big name. Like the big name people, everybody's dying to get in, get their stuff out by them because, it gets them seen. Whereas me, I'm not a big name. I finally just hit 462. Just finally 462. Slow and steady. I'm like the little turtle. Just do it. Been turtling along. Like Tum Tum. Like Tummy Toes. And it's so funny. I got little names for all my dogs, and they all know their name. Like he knows he's either Tom Tom or Tommy Toes. And his name is Tommy. Breezy. I'll call her Breezy right now. Heathen. Because she can be a pretty good heathen. And then Taz, he's either Taz or Tasmanian if he's really in trouble. Tasman, It's like they all know they have names and then they have other names that they better answer to. And like Taz, he got up when I got up, guys. It was like the other ones wanted out about 8 in the morning, so I put them out. And I went back to bed, and Taz was still in bed, and he was like, "Oh yeah, mommy, all to myself." And he curled up next to me, and he slept another 3 hours with me. Because he was like, "Oh yes, I got my mom all to myself." But I got dogs splayed out everywhere. They've been out there playing in the heat, and now they're all sacked out all over the floor. Got one in the entryway, and one in here sacked out. I'm telling you, they said she was like an 8-month-old puppy. No, I can actually tell she's gotten bigger. She has grown some. And I have actually got a video, an actual honest to God video, guys, of her chasing her tail for she did it for about 5 minutes. And a couple of times she caught her tail and then would hang on to her tail. And then she went to lay down and it rolled her like a roly-poly bug. I was laughing so hard. And then she'd lose her tail, and then she'd look at it again and go chasing it again. I'm like, you are an absolute crazy thing. I was like, yeah, there's no way you're 8 months old because that's a puppy. That is a pure puppy thing. Pure puppy. Absolute puppy. And then she'll take like a little toy and she'll go up to one of the other ones and stick it in their face and like play tug of war with me. Here, play. Yeah, pure puppy. So it's hilarious to watch, guys. It is just it's so fun to watch. Like right now, I can guarantee you, I can feel them, a bunch of little bitty diamonds on my feet. I'm so glad that my new vacuum's in. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to dump the hair and beads at. I guess I'll walk, the 20 yards over to the forest, the wood line, and dump them in the woods. Because it is one of those where you got the 2 inches of water and you got to go dump it out. And I'm not putting that down in my septic system, so you have to go dump it out. But it pulls it all up. You don't get the dust. You don't get the dust that falls out when you're trying to put it in your trash can and it goes everywhere other than your trash can, and it helps immensely. It is an immense thing. So I'm so glad I got it. And I still have when my last one broke, I had bought just Fresh Rain. And it's actually like you put a cap full of this in the water, and when it's doing it, it'll actually put out that scent in your room. So I'll probably put Fresh Rain in there, make it smell like fresh rain. And then I got this new soap for the floor that actually has an enzymatic in it that breaks down the enzymes in the dog pee, and it'll take care of that. So, do that. And then, of course, I bought the wrong thing, and it's what they use at, God, I guess I clicked one up instead of, because I went and looked, and I said, oh, I was wanting the one underneath it, so I clicked the wrong one, didn't pay attention. And so, but it's still a good thing because, with me having to pick up all her stuff and you have to use towels and stomp on it, I'm using that because it actually breaks all the scent out of the towels and also all the sweat and, everything else. I've been using it on like the towels, any blankets, that your dogs lay on around the house, and like, my top comforter that, because all the dogs lay up there. So it gets that dog smell out of them. So I've been using that. And I might take a small capful and put it in a steam cleaner that way it actually and it smells really good, which is a nice thing for it. And been using it for laundry, and I'll probably put a little bit in the steam cleaner, which I'll have to pull out. And let me see if there's anything else new. I will have to break out my sage and hood and put it in its 8 sections, because I'm gonna do like Mutt Nut, because we're both doing the same painting, and I'll break it down into 8 sections. And I need to go ahead and figure out what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to map it out. I figured out the hard way after doing magic potions. I don't want to do that again, to where I'm like trying to figure out what I substituted, because I did that whole thing without mapping it. And so I would have to sit there and remember, like on different symbols, what I used. And oh my God. And I think I had to do like 2 or 3 purchases from Tmall for that thing, because it's like so many special drills in it. I mean, like the vase with all the orangey flowers. I actually used all glitter drills in there. I think I will clean off my table, like I said, because I don't want to vacuum. It's still too hot in the day and it'll get hot. I'm going to pull all my stuff off my table, pull out those 2 chairs, and then I'm going to drop Mysterious Beauty on there. I'm going to go get my double-sided tape, because I have found out that if you put double-sided tape, like at the top and bottom and both sides on the corners, it'll keep it from sliding around in your frame. And that one's so big it'll need it. And so I'll get the double-sided tape to where I can tack down the 4 sides, get it in there, get it set up, get the cover on it, and then I'll take down Titanium and Uberon and walk it back in the back room, put that up. I switched out some in my house. I put the girl that was on the beach, and she's up above the door when you first walk in my house. And then the one I did from Rose Prophet with the big eye and the red lips. I took down one of my Jess and Becca Griffiths and put the eye above my bedroom door. So I'll go take the 2 I took down, which was the kind of fairy girl, or, you know, that was in the forest down. I took it down, and I took the JBG, and I'll take them and put them back in my room. And guess they're already framed, and I mean, they're tacked down to the inner board in the frame. So I will probably end up like either finding me a consignment store or something, and then put them up in there to sell and see if I can sell some of these, or put them on Facebook as for sale, you know, already framed, and see if, you know, and sell them like the big ones for 50, $60. If it's, you know, $65, at least get some money back. I'll be out a little bit of money, but, you know, I got the enjoyment and the therapy from them, because both my therapist and my psychiatrist have told me to stay with diamond painting. That the anti-anxiety and therapy that you get from them to stay with them. So it's like, no problem. But I would like to make some of the money back. So the ones I can get framed and they look halfway decent, I'll probably put them on my marketplace, or, you know, maybe whenever some of the craft fairs come through, you know, get a vending table for the weekend and put them up. You know, because could always do that, where you can get a vending table for the weekend and put them up. Because a lot of people love the way they look, but they're like, there's no way I can do them. So if there's a way that, you know, they can get them, but they don't have to do them, you know, they might be willing. Think about it. We sit there and pay that much for one that's not done. You know, so people might pay that much for one that is done and actually in a frame. And there's my aunt. It kind of hurt my feelings, because I did her kindred spirit. No, not kindred spirits. It was a craftable. It was the horses, the two horses, and she loves horses, so I did that one for her. And it's a big one, and I framed it and I gave it to her, and I don't even know where it's at, but it's not up on the wall. So I was like, I'm not doing nothing for you no more, because you don't even appreciate it enough to put up on your wall. My dad, I did the Sweet Life. I was doing it for myself, and he just kept going, oh, I love that picture. I love that picture. So I put it up on his wall, and I gave it to him for his birthday. So it's up on his wall in his living room. And so far, everyone that's seen it has actually thought it was a painting. And I'm like, no, it's a diamond painting. And actually, my brother's friend was like, I'll help you make frames. He said, you do these and frame them. I will help you make frames for him. He said, I will help you do that. So might do that. And then I got Golden Glade, which once he finishes the bathroom flooring, that'll be his. So it's like, you know, my brother, I had Cavalier Cat. It's archived now. You can't even get it anymore. But it was the cat with the fish mask with the pirate hat. And he come in and he was like, oh my God, I love that. And his birthday was the next week. So I hauled it over there and gave it to him for his birthday. So, you know, they really appreciate these things. My grandkids have got tons of them. My oldest grandson has a Knight Rider. He loves the kit car. Loves the kit car. So I went and searched stock images, like tons of them. And what was it, Home Fun or Hurricane? One of them. I think it was Home Fun. And I did it as a custom diamond. The only thing the color on that thing, only thing was a little bit of the sky, because I had like a little bit of orange for a sunset, and the red dot on the front of the car. It's the only color in that whole painting. The rest of it was blacks, you know, Kit Squire's black. It was black with dark grays. You get a little dimension. He was in front of a warehouse, so, you know, the grays in the warehouse wall, different gray for the asphalt concrete ground. I was just like, oh my Lord. I was so glad it looks really good. But for my little ADHD brain with that much, pretty much same colors, it just about killed me. That was what real work of love. That was a work of love because now you give me something with bright colors, a bunch of color changes. Even on my Haid, at the top of that, where it was like, I bet I put $30,000, 30,000 of a couple of different blues for the sky. That was horrible. When I finally got to the gazebo and had some yellow, I was in here dancing around because I had color. Now I got all kinds of color. Because in a 600 square spot, I might do the same color 2 or 3 times. Most of the time, in 600 spots, I can get, about out of I'm down to like 220 colors left. I think I've gotten through 20 of them that are down in the box. So out of 220 left, I'll be doing like 70, 80 colors in a 6 square block. It's like, really, it's crazy. It's crazy. And the most I can do is with the color blocker, with my multi-tool, will be 3. I can place 3 drills down at the same time. That's it. That's the most color blocking on that canvas. Is a little spot of 3. It's like, it's, but it's got so much detail. I mean, like, if you look at that where I have it in my thing right now and pull it up close and look at it, you can actually tell that king is kissing her. His face is sideways. You see the sideways part of his face. His hand, you can see her hand up on his shoulder. You can see the ruffles on her dress. I mean, now her face. Her face was really weird because she had a yellow veil that came down, over her mouth and down, and it looked like she had a long dog face. It looked like a dog snout. So I took that veil out and just kind of put in some of her dress color underneath it, where it wasn't, and gave her some outline to her face, because I was like, that looks like a dog snout. It just looked really, really, really strange. So I did a little, what do you call it? The person doing the painting, a little bit of change there, because I was like, yeah, that doesn't look right to me. And there was one of the wolves, the bluish wolf. He had a bunch of purple that was dropped throughout him, and they just didn't. I mean, my daughter was like, Mom, that just doesn't look right. So I went up there and I pulled every one of those purple beads out because they were just splattered. It was like someone threw a bunch of purple beads at them. And I pulled all those out and then blended in 2 or 3 different colors of the light gray and in there and dark gray. And it looks so much better. He looks regular now. So it's been an hour and 7 minutes. So guys, one more week. And I might go ahead and drop a late night live because I'm up late at night, and I might just pop on here just to, hang out and kick some rocks around. But because I'm gonna try to get my, I mean, I went on like a hiatus for like 3 weeks. I mean, it was a lot of it's mental health. I got so burnt out when I was dropping those every day, dropping a new unboxing, new unboxing, new unboxing. I just got burnt out. I really got burnt out with videos. I got burnt out altogether. I didn't even finish them all. Oh yeah, get your whip done. I'm fixing to go clear out the table and work on getting that painting framed. But yeah, I was just like, I got so burnt out that I didn't even finish the last, I think, 7. And I actually got burnt out on buying too. It's like I haven't bought anything for a few weeks. I need to shop my shop. Just go shop my shop. I've got. I looked and I don't even have Sage and Hood in my thing, so I need to shop my shop. That's the best way to put it. Shop my shop. So that is going to be what I'm going to do. So for the rest of the day, I will pop back on here, and I might make a little thing where I do a little post about getting that in the frame, and then I'll throw a little video of my dog running around in circles chasing her tail. So I'm going to hop off here. I love y'all. Tell everyone you know, come join the event. It's going to be a super easy one. You don't have to do anything, just a little bit of progress each week and pop up a progress picture. Just progress pic and throw it on there. That's it. And then you have the chance of winning. So I'll see y'all later. If you aren't subscribed, hit subscribe. If you are subscribed, hit the little black bell, make it black, and then you'll know whenever I've uploaded. And I will see you next week, definitely. But I will try to hop back on here a couple times during the week just to say hi. Love y'all. Bye. Make it take that.